the Oilers, back-to-back victories. They get it done against the New York Rangers at MSG. Nicely done indeed by the Orange and Blue, returning home to take on Utah Tuesday night. But the most important thing is they finish up 2-2 on this road trip. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. Gazzola, Hernan, Salas with you inside the ESD Global HQ, and Matt Cassian will be joining us shortly, our game analyst. Of course, GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Get into the conversation. Text us if you're listening on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com's audio player, 780-218-9999. You can also text us if you're watching on YouTube. But, of course, the nasty chat. Get nasty on this Sunday as the Oilers pick up another 2 points. Hernan, Salas, what say you, big boy? What say you? Is it one of these tonight?
Yeah, it is. Ooh. It was, a good game. Good game. I got to switch something here. I am so
good game? Does that mean it was exciting or just a good game because they won?
That was a tough watch. I'm not gonna lie.
It had its moments.
Not the best game, but the Oilers' best game on the road trip for sure. Tom, I like that he didn't go nuclear in this game as much as he usually does.
No.
Stuart Skinner, solid, made a huge save on Mika there in the third period. Hey,
yeah,
and some unlikely sources chipping in. Victor arriving. And good things happen when you put pucks on net. So, all in all, I think some positivity for sure. I thought Jeff Skinner was engaged. I thought he was really good. You saw him get the bump to the McDavid line. They're good for Victor Arvidsson. Nuge, 3-point night, so good for him. Thought defensively they were pretty good. I'll say this about the Rangers. Man, they turned the puck over a lot.
Yes, they do.
Smokes. They just can't get out of their own way. And I said it was a bold choice to go with Shesterkin in back-to-back games, and it bites them. And they were there. They were all over it there in the final five. But what I did like was the game's tied going into the third, and the Oilers decided in that third period they're going to take over. What was it, Tom? The first three shifts, they didn't even get out of the Rangers zone.
I think they were in there for almost 2 minutes.
Yeah, so it was
with a line change or two.
Yeah, it was great. So the Oilers finally took it upon themselves to say, hey, we're going to go out and win this game. We're going to play well. They didn't sit back. I mean, in the last minute or 2 minutes when they pull the goalie, that happens in every game, right? So not too worried about that. But, hey, a solid 2 points, 2-2 road trip. You want better, but you'll take it.
Like you said, they do turn over the puck a lot, the New York Rangers. They also miss the net a ton. I know they were going east-west a lot, trying to get some one-timers going, but they were firing a lot of pucks wide. I don't know if it's something that they do frequently, but they certainly did it tonight down at MSG. But the most important thing is Edmonton Oilers walk out of there with another 2 points and return to second place in the Pacific Division. With the win, the Oilers also close the gap on the Vegas Golden Knights. Edmonton now at 82 points. Vegas at 86. The Oilers have played the same amount of games as the Golden Knights. They do have one more meeting later this season. The Golden Knights, back-to-back, they blew a lead yesterday. And then they got shut out by Detroit today. They were playing in Buffalo yesterday. So there's hope. There's hope for first place. You got 15 games left. You got to take advantage. Of course, you got to win the next head-to-head matchup. And, oh, by the way, LA's right there on your heels. The top teams in the Pacific not really letting it up. Actually, the top 5 teams in the Pacific, all of them have, Vegas 5-3-2, Edmonton 5-5, LA 5-3-2. Vancouver 5-5, and then Calgary. I was going to say all 5 of them have 5 wins in the last 10, but Calgary is the only one that's different with a 4-3-3 mark in the last 10. So not really shooting the lights out in the Pacific right now. Okay, I'm going to get to the scoring summary and game stats. Matt Cassian is just about ready to go. Text us 780-218-9999. Of course, get into the nasty chat. The Oilers 3-1 winners over the New York Rangers, 2-2 on this trip. In the first period, Corey Perry on the power play, mucking it up in front, bangs home some garbage off of Igor Shesterkin's face. They all count. Nugent-Hopkins and Draisaitl the assists. Draisaitl extending his point streak to 18 games. 1-zip Oil at 19-17 in the second period. Just the one goal. Will Cooley, his 18th of the year. It wasn't pretty either. A little scramble in front. I think he out-muscled or beat Brett Kulak to the puck. Bad gap, I think Cass would say on that one. Panarin and Trocheck, the helpers, at the 5-minute mark in the third period. Everybody knew this guy would get it done. Victor Arvidsson, I'm kidding. He scores his 9th of the year, just whistles one by the head of Igor Shesterkin. And you heard Cass talking about it. If, maybe Shesterkin got that big contract, the extension worth $11.5 million per year, and he's just like, I'm good. That's exactly what I thought when I watched the replay of that goal. Shesterkin kind of didn't even really get the glove up by his face. Puck went here, and he just kind of shrugged. Doesn't matter. Goes in. Arvidsson's got 9. Nugent-Hopkins, the helper, 6:09 time of the goal. Edmonton continued to press. That was encouraging. And then eventually at 16:35, my goodness, this guy was flying around there and finally gets rewarded. Connor McDavid, 25th of the year, snaps it by Shesterkin. Nugent-Hopkins, 3rd assist of the night. Brett Kulak picking up the second helper. Edmonton up 3-1. Couldn't score into an empty net. Shocking. Didn't matter. They had the 2-goal cushion. Shots on goal tonight, 23-22 in favor of the Oil. They win the faceoff battle as well, 51.1% to 48.9%. The power play 1 for 4 PK. Stick tap to the PK, 3 for 3. Hits 18-17 in favor of New York. Block shots 19-16 in favor of Edmonton. Officially 17 giveaways for the Oilers, 15 for the Rangers. Takeaways 5 apiece. 780-218-9999. As we get into the breakdown with our game analyst, Matt Cassian. The breakdown brought to you, as always, by South Fort Chev. We're officially in truck month, which comes with deeper discounts, lower interest rates on Silverados and HD, 0% for up to 72 months on Silverado Custom and Custom Trail Boss. The Silverado, built in Canada. 90-day payment deferral or $10,000 cash back with the purchase of a new vehicle. Conditions do apply. See dealer for details at www.southfortchev.com. Drive a little, save a lot at South Fort Chev. Cass, a neat and tidy road victory. How much confidence does that build up? What do you take away from that one tonight? 3-1, the Oilers get the win.
Yeah. Well, I think, a huge thing, guys, is that they extended that lead. Yes, they were in their own zone having to defend a 6-on-5 at the end of the game, but they were up 2 goals. It's and that to me, you could see it, I think, a little bit on the bench. And after McDavid scored, you could see, the interaction between him and Draisaitl, the smiles and the laughing. I haven't seen that in a little while.
Good point.
Right. We haven't seen that. And so not like they coasted to this victory, but it was the first time in a while where it's victory was assured in a lot of ways. They felt comfortable a little bit, and it was good. And guys, we talked about other people chipping in. Finally happened. Yeah, it was a solid win. It wasn't world beating, wasn't brilliant, but it was a good, solid win, good road game.
Yes.
You salvage the latter part of this road trip at least.
And so did you want to jump in?
Are they back, boys? That's too soon.
Stop it.
Come on, man. You're throwing that at us now.
No, I was just going to say you're right, Cass, because in that third period, that team looked engaged, and it's been a while since we've seen them. They just said, we're taking over this game. We're going to find the goal. And even at 2-1, we were sitting in with Tom, and even though New York was pressing a bit, I found they're a little bit sloppy as well. But I thought the Oilers, even at 2-1, I was pretty confident they were going to lock that one down.
Okay, I want to read a few nasty chats. I'm kind of laughing at some of them because people are in a good mood, and rightly so. The Oilers pick up the 3-1 win. Rob the Plumber says it was good to see the Lions pretty much stay together.
Yeah.
Some growth, perhaps, hopefully. I know it's just one game, but build up something. You got to start somewhere. Smith, TM14 says secondary scoring with 3 goal lights or lamps that are going off. I like that one. Shaggy in St. Albert. Oh, Shaggy. Says Pickard would have had a shutout. I thought Stu Skinner played good tonight. Gordon says McDavid was smiling on the bench. Actually smiling. Yes, a genuine smile, which is great. And then guy in a hot dog suit says, I haven't been happy all the time with Skinner's game, but got to give credit where credit's due. Hopefully he could put a stretch together. Yeah, he played pretty good tonight. I'll throw it out there right now. I'll get to the turning point of the game. Brought to you by Advanced Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. At Advanced Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy, we treat you like the pros. Our multidisciplinary team includes sports medicine physicians, along with highly skilled physiotherapists, strength and conditioning coaches, and massage therapists. If you have a nagging pain you'd like to see go away, book your consultation today at www.advantagesportsmed.ca. I think, and it's on Stuart Skinner, who's going to have the turning point of the game. When he made that save on Mika Zibanejad, it was a power play for the Rangers about midway through the period. I think there was about 9 minutes left in the period. Nice save. Kept the lead at 1. And it was a clutch save at the right time on a lethal, deadly score. To me, that was a turning point of the game. Hernan and I kind of looked at each other here in the bullpen, and we're like, that was a huge save. And it gives them an opportunity to go get the insurance marker, and they hang on for the 3-1 win. Cass, I know we could have said like the Arvidsson goal where he whistled it by Shesterkin. Did you notice anything about Shesterkin today? Do you think he was fatigued from yesterday's shutout win, or do you think it was I'm good? Remember you said it on the pregame show. I'm good.
Yeah, I just kind of wonder. If he's in that I'm good mentality.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of has that feeling to it, and I mean, I don't like stereotyping typically, but I played with some Russian guys, and not all of them. But some of them, very much, it's get me paid and I'm good. And that's not, again, that's extremely stereotypical.
Sure.
And so maybe I'm putting this on him a little bit, and maybe I'm just looking at it from some of the experiences I had playing with a couple Russian guys, but it just kind of has that feeling to it. Like, they're just like, yeah, I'm okay. Like, yeah, I'll make the save. Like, just not being dialed in and not being like, oh, I don't care. Oh, I want to lose, but just not having that level of focus, and maybe not having the same amount of drive. And then listen, everyone has ebbs and flows.
True.
To that, it's incredibly hard to be on, especially as a goaltender, every single game or all the time. But yeah, guys, I mean, his usual bite wasn't there today.
Yeah. Well,
is that fair?
No, because I was going to say this. He falls to 23-4 with that loss.
Yeah.
And his goals against is creeping up to 3. Save percentage, it's not around .919. We had Colin Stevenson on from Newsday on the pregame show, and he said that, yeah, he's had spotty defense in front of him this year, and I thought to myself, boy, that sounds familiar. But Shesterkin, for a guy that's on the cusp of making $11.5 million a year for almost a decade coming up, his numbers look, as Colin put this, pedestrian.
And that's a big loss for them boys. Like they're hanging on to that last wild card spot. They got about 4 teams chasing them. Yeah, Casper, are you a fan of going back to the same goalie on back-to-back nights?
Generally, no. Why would you? I mean, the stats historically, I believe, show your likelihood of the goalie losing like in that day 2 are way higher. Yeah. Like you have better odds going to your backup on the second day. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody pull that up. Fire to the nasty chat. If I'm wrong, I don't believe I am. So you got to get away from it. And you got your big win against Columbus yesterday where you wanted your best goalie. And it's not like Jonathan Quick. And that's where maybe I don't get it, is like Jonathan Quick has been very good historically against the Oilers. Like just mentally, you know, he's probably like, and I know there was a lot of those games back, you know, when he was in LA, and LA was really good and Edmonton was horrible in the decade of darkness. But he still mentally probably has a little bit of an edge where he's like, yeah, I feel good against these guys. I play good against these guys. Let's go. Which is where I don't quite understand it, you know, back to back with travel. Now, if they were in New York and it was like New York, and, you know, maybe it was a really soft game the game before, then I'd maybe get it. But guys, I'm not a fan of it.
Quick, by the way, 25-13-6 all time versus Edmonton, 227 goals against average, 918 save percentage, 4 shutouts in those 44 games versus the Oil. That was Shesterkin's 3rd career game against Edmonton. You guys have anything to add, or do you want me to dive into the inbox?
A lot on the nasty chat about Jeff Skinner's game, guys. One of his best. He was engaged. We still don't know what the penalty was, Tom. They didn't really show it on the replay.
Well, they called it cross-checking.
Yeah.
And he was irate. Was it that bad? Cass, did you catch it? Because I didn't go back to watch the replay because I'm like, I didn't really see anything that would warrant a penalty. And obviously, he was pissed off.
Yeah, I didn't see anything that would warrant. I didn't back it up and watch again. So I missed it too.
No, but I guess what everybody's saying is this like Skinner's getting better, right? Yeah. He's getting better, boys, in these games. He's making it hard for Knobloch to pull him out. But again, Arvidsson had a strong game. Nuge had a strong game. But what do you guys make of Jeff Skinner here? Should he continue to play here and because he got bumped up to the top line today? There's no way he's coming out here ahead of Tuesday.
I can't see that happening. Hey, Cass?
I don't think so. I mean, if Hyman comes back, someone's got to come out.
Yeah, well, how about Jones? The guy that was somehow on the top line? Kapanen. Well, Jones, sure. Yeah, we know that. But Kapanen, when we saw the lines today, we're like, what? Kapanen on the first line with Henrique and McDavid? Was that a good line? Was it effective? I saw Kapanen give one away in the slot in the Rangers zone and went back the other way for an opportunity. That was the most I noticed about him today.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not.
Do you want me to leave?
You're not going to get an argument from me.
Okay. Well, let's go into the inbox.
Kapanen's a guy where I'm just like, I still don't know why he's in the lineup.
I know.
So you're not going to get an argument from me on that. Yes, it should be him. Skinner should be in the lineup. But Hernan, to answer your question, yeah, I mean, hey, he's working at it, and maybe even more so now post trade deadline. He knows he's going to have to earn everything. He's not going anywhere else. He's got to prove it every single night. And yeah, I mean, he was solid. Drew a couple penalties too. Like just a good game from Jeff Skinner.
780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well. The Oilers win 3-1 at MSG. 2 straight wins. They close out a road trip with a 2-2 record. Come home to take on Utah on Tuesday. This one from Twitter Mary, who says, Old Man Perry keeps coming through for the boys. Who would have thought? Yeah, great. He's been very consistent, surprisingly, all season long. So that's been great to see. Johnny the accountant texting in says, Jeff Skinner did some good stuff. Drew a penalty. Time for Knobloch to bench him for the rest of the game. That was earlier in the night. That was funny. I like that. Rip City Step says, never doubted him. Rob from the Grove says, hey guys, great game tonight from Stu. Nice to end the road trip that way. That one says, this one comes in, no name on it. I don't see. It says, Edmonton's best defensive game in some time. Skinner was great. Connor and Arvidsson finally shot the puck. Maybe they should try that more often. Big win and something to build off of. Why the hell can't this team score empty net goals? LOL. They're saving them. But they did look off some great shooting lanes again today. And it was a bit frustrating. Am I right in saying that, guys?
Yeah, I mean, McDavid, there's like 3, Tom. We were like, just shoot the puck, and he kept looking for that pass on the sidewall. And then look what he does when he shoots it. An absolute beauty. Because up until that point, he had 0 shots, guys. 0 shots, but yeah.
Yeah, perfect example, Hernan. I mean, that was exactly what I was thinking. Was McDavid had a couple times I don't want to say pump faked, but he double clutched and doesn't shoot it. Tries to make the pass, and then he finally shoots it. Lo and behold, the puck goes in, and you're smiling on the bench with Leon because you got a 2-goal lead late in a hockey game. I mean, they did that a couple times today. Thankfully, Arvidsson didn't. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
you finally shot a puck, and it goes in. Like, can someone tell Matthias Janmark?
Oh no, don't.
The puck can go by a goalie. Weird pucks to the net. They have a chance at going in. You can't. Yeah, you can't not shoot and expect to score goals. It just doesn't work.
Edmonton 5 wins in the last 6 visits to MSG, so that's another good thing there too. Cass, did you play at MSG? You did.
I took a lot of warm-ups at MSG.
Yeah, it's such a neat building.
It is a cool building.
Lots of Oilers fans there. Again, they travel very, very well. Let's go to Stanley in YYC. Says, solid win by the team, including 74. We seem to like playing at MSG. Glad to see the Oilers get the dagger this time. However, the greatest rival is the empty net. Nothing comes easy for this team. Feels like for the last 2 months, I hear Louis and Jack say, quote, amazing defensive play by insert opposing team's player, unquote. Am I the only one? Have a good show, gents. Stanley in YYC. Let's go to Shaggy in St. Albert. Says, honestly, did not have Arvidsson scoring, let alone the game winner. Wow, they actually got more than one goal when it came to a lead. Give Skinner credit for not allowing a second goal. .955 save percentage. Would like to see them score a damn empty net goal. Second win in a row where my confidence in them doing anything in the playoffs hasn't improved. We'll see if they actually show up in first game after a road trip. I will believe it when I see it. Oilers actually didn't ruin any part of my weekend. Bravo. Signed, Shaggy in St. Albert, who is hard to please, as we know. You want to touch on any of that? Skinner's game, perhaps, between the pipes?
Waiting for that. People in the nasty chat waiting on that. Hey, he had a really good game. Good bounce back one from him. And I was... they were going with a Gager method, we'll call it, wanting to run Stuart Skinner and getting him back in there. I thought Pickard had played well enough that he may have deserved the start today, but I wasn't disappointed that Stuart Skinner was going in, and he had a really strong game, incredibly strong game. Now, he doesn't make the one save on Mika Zibanejad, and all of a sudden people are lighting him up for not making the save, and you just need the one save and just be the difference. But hey, he certainly was today, so people can't be upset with him about his game today. It was a strong performance from Stuart Skinner.
780-218-9999. The Oilers win 3-1. You could text us, get to the nasty chat. Hernan, do we have clips coming? Is that what I'm seeing over there?
Nothing yet from the Oilers dressing room. Okay. As soon as I get some, I'll let you know here.
Okay, good. We're going to keep you for a couple more minutes, Cass, because I know you got to get the girls to bed, right? School night? Okay. Mike in Thunder Bay texting says, did not expect the Oilers to score 3 goals. I did expect them to not score on the empty net. What's up with that? This team is legit cursed on empty net goals. Have you ever seen another team struggle mightily the way the Oilers do with the goalie pulled and the net empty? Because Draisaitl had, I wouldn't say it was a perfect lane to the net, but he missed one. They've clearly
Nuge fanned one, a flip in zone. Yeah, there was a couple looks. I don't know what it is. Like I have no idea if there's any statistics like that anywhere. Like conversion on, with an empty net, like percentage. That would be an interesting one. I don't know if I've ever seen that stat. If you guys have, like percentage, like amount of times that, like, just your conversion rate. Right. That would be interesting, because I would be interested to see what the Oilers of this year are at, because and maybe that's just a feeling, and maybe that's just because we've seen this team fall apart in games at times, especially recently, where it's just true. If they're up late, it's nerve wracking because it feels like they have all these opportunities. But there's been a couple games where it's like they hit posts and miss the net and a couple opportunities. So I'd be curious to see that stat, to see if there's any validity to that feeling.
Well, I'm trying to find empty net goals here.
Yeah.
I'm on NHL.com. It's kind of tough to do when you're hosting a show, but if anybody has the stat on empty net goals, or if I could find it, I will definitely pass that along. But they don't score a ton of... Oh, here we go. I found it. Just as I was talking about it. Okay, so Edmonton right now, when it comes to empty netters, 28th in the league, you guys. 8 empty net goals this season. That was their, 39th win of the season, and they have 8 empty net goals. I know they've converted at a much higher click before. Only Utah and San Jose, Chicago and Buffalo have less. The Sabres have 7. The Blackhawks have 6. The Sharks and Utah have 5 each. The other team tied with Edmonton for least amount of empty net goals with 8 is Montreal. Odd. The highest empty net goal converting team would be the Colorado Avalanche with 25.
Wow. Penner's Pancake says Ovi has 9 this year alone.
Jeez.
Good for him. I don't mind that.
Missed shots. I have missed shots, but not with empty net. Carolina leads the league, 1,269 missed shots. Edmonton is at 26 with 908. Because you know why? They don't shoot. They have a lane and they pass it.
They pass it. Lots of passing.
All right, let's dive back into the inbox here for a couple more, and then we'll get Cass's thoughts going into that game against Utah. The Gourdfather says, good effort, top to bottom. Good to see. No complaints. Oil have a soft schedule to end the year. First could be a possibility. RBM says, 2 in a row. Who is this team? LOL. Jake from Ontario says, love the game from Stu. Statement game from him. He needed this. That's 2 games now, Cass, from both goalies in a row. We were like, yep, very good, very good. So more of that, please. Is that fair?
Absolutely, it's fair. They've been struggling just as much as everybody coming out of the break.
Yes.
Although I keep saying coming out of the break, but it's been so long since the break now. They've just been struggling.
Yep.
So to have 2 games back to back where they both played well, again, I think it's important, and that's where I hope this is the game that turns the tide, because it felt like it was a little bit different at the end of the game than the other games that they've won recently. They pushed. There was the joy there, and then just the goaltending playing well too. It just kind of feels a little different. So I'm hoping that not just for the goalies, but for the entire team, that this is a turnaround game.
Okay, you get Utah coming up Tuesday, the Jets Thursday. That's going to be a hell of a game. You got Saturday against Seattle, and then a couple of days. You got 3 days between games, and then you wrap up a 4-game homestand with another tough one. But a team that you have had success against in the Dallas Stars on Wednesday, the 26th. You got to take these points from the Utah Hockey Club on Tuesday. Cass, how did the Oilers try to go about doing that?
Yeah, and what did I say on the pregame show? Not going to Suckville.
That place.
I think keeping that momentum going is going to be a big thing. Utah, in and of themselves, not an overly threatening team, but a young team that's not all the way out of it yet. They're most likely not going to make the playoffs, probably have too many teams to crawl over top, but they're still sort of in the mix. They're not all the way out of it. And they are a young team, an improving team that is going to be pretty darn good in the next couple of years. So they're going to view this one very much as an opportunity to continue to try to crawl back into it, being that they are 4 points back of the Vancouver Canucks for that last wild card spot currently. You're going to see them battle. I mean, it's a young team. They are going to like playing McDavid and Draisaitl. They're going to want to prove themselves still. Some of those young guys there, and for Edmonton, hey, build the momentum. Build the momentum. You finished that game really well. You came out with all kinds of intentionality in the third and putting the puck to the net, like Arvidsson did, that scores a big goal that ends up being the game winner. Just continue to bring that momentum, because we just haven't seen enough hockey like that the last couple of weeks. Let's finally build here. Let's build. Let's turn this around. Let's keep the train going and not take the foot off the gas, because they need to get firing here on all cylinders, and it was a good little step towards that tonight. Like
Smith TM14 says in the nasty chat, take Utah's lunch money. The Hockey Club, by the way, 5-3-2 in the last 10, 29-26-11 record, 69 points. They're 4 points back of the Vancouver Canucks. A little bit of desperation we'll see from them on Tuesday night. Cass, fantastic work as always, my friend. Take care of the little ladies, send them off to bed as they have a school night, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Sounds good, fellas.
There's our game analyst, Matt Cassian, helping us break down the Oilers' 3-1 win at MSG, wrapping up a 4-game road trip with a 2-2 record, back-to-back wins on Long Island at MSG, and now they shift their focus to Utah HC Tuesday night to kick off a 4-game homestand. Keep those texts coming in, 780-218-9999. Get into the nasty chat. If you want to get a little nasty on this Sunday, get nasty.
It's nice and calm today. I'm kind of
very calm.
Man, compared to
lovely.
Compared to a few games ago, Tom, where everything was terrible.
Well, that loss in Buffalo was bad, but Buffalo beats Vegas yesterday.
Yeah, they came back,
right? So they're doing it to a couple of teams.
You were talking about Utah. They're playing the Canucks right now, 1-1 in the third period. So that's a big, big hockey game there as well. We'll see them on Tuesday. And, People were asking about, that excuse. There's no more for the Oilers. I don't care if they're coming off a long road trip in the first game at home.
Yeah.
Like, was it Smith, TM14, who said, take their lunch money.
Take it.
Yeah, you got to start winning these games because Winnipeg's going to be tough, Tommy.
The Oilers, Winnipeg's going to be tough. Dallas is going to be a tough game. Utah is going to be desperate, like we talked about. Seattle, by the way, Seattle's beating Winnipeg after 2-1 right now in Seattle. Like Nanso mentioned, the Utah HC and the Canucks tied at 1 in the third period. After 2, St. Louis is kicking the crap out of Anaheim 5-1. The Islanders beat Florida 4-2. That's a bit of a surprise. And then you had the Avs knock it off the Stars in overtime, and Detroit blanking Vegas 3-0. Those were your other scores around the National Hockey League on a 7-game Sunday. But yeah, Nanso, there are going to be some tough games here, but maybe their game's ramping up. I don't have a ton of confidence. I like the win tonight. And you're right, a very calm night. That's great. But I still don't look at this team and go, they're going to be all right. I feel, watching, observing, covering this team all season long, they're going to need 3 or 4 more good games here in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, a 2-game win streak's nice, and I know we were talking pregame with the Islanders win that we were like, it wasn't the sexiest game.
No, it was not.
But they won. So that's important. But yeah, this one was more impressive. They look good today, Tom. The game was the first 2 periods. I mean, could have put anyone to sleep, Tom, because it wasn't entertaining.
Like who?
Gazzola and Salas. But it was. I thought this was their best game in a while. They just took over it in the third, and that's what impressed me the most. Now, like we've said, though, since this has happened, we've seen them come back and win a couple games, feel good about themselves, and then they took an enormous step backwards against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Now, if you come home on Tuesday and lose to Utah, Tom, I think once again that's an enormous step backwards. I do. You got to start stringing some games here.
I don't
together.
disagree. It would be that. It was Smith TM14 said, take their lunch money. I love that saying. Go and dictate the game. Push them out of your barn. Please show everybody why you're considered a top contender for the Stanley Cup this year, because there have been a lot of moments this season where they haven't looked like it.
And people are asking, I think head coach Chris Knobloch said more realistic Ekholm for Thursday, correct, Tom?
I believe that's what he said. Yeah. Lower body issue for Ekholm. Klingberg, it sounds like he's still a little bit nicked up, but we'll get more details when they hit the ice. They'll have tomorrow off. They'll probably land. It's about a 4.5, 5 hour flight. I think they'll probably get on the plane in about 20 minutes here and take off. So they're getting in late into the wee hours of the morning. They'll have tomorrow off. Full pull when it comes to the skate on Tuesday. And then we'll see probably a good practice Wednesday, optional Thursday. That's kind of how they've rolled this year. And then they're back at it. They've got the late game on Sunday again. We've got a couple of 8 o'clock starts next week, which is interesting.
Yeah, back to back, Tommy. Those are going to be late nights for good old Gazzola and Salas. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's 26th and 27th. Pardon me. They play Dallas here to close that homestand up. And then they fly to Seattle that night, play 8 o'clock our time. So 7 Pacific on the 27th. Then they come back home and play the Flames next Saturday. Yeah, that schedule is a little bit, it's all over the place, but it's that time of year. It's been a condensed, compact schedule, obviously with the Four Nations face-off. Every team's got to deal with it, and the order is no different, certainly with a lot more travel considering where we are located, but got to deal with it. They've done it before, so make it work. All right, we're going to go inside the Oilers locker room now?
Yep.
Okay, who are we going to hear from?
We got good old Stuart Skinner, who was solid tonight, bounced back with a nice game. Here he is meeting with the media following tonight's 3-1 win.
What did you think of how the group played in front of you tonight?
Yeah, they played great. I thought we were moving our boots kind of right away. Started the first period, rolled over our lines pretty well. Stuck to a simple, structured game.
It's a good way to end the road trip.
Yeah, definitely. It's the best way we could end the road trip for sure.
What did you think about your personal game tonight? How did you feel?
Yeah, I felt good. Felt calm in there. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to really say right now just because I haven't watched from the overview. But, yeah, I felt really good. I felt like I made saves when I needed to. The guys obviously played really well in front of me, and especially at the end there where we were 6-on-5 up 2 with, a few seconds to go, we were still blocking shots. So that's a huge credit to the guys. They don't have to do that with, 10 seconds left. So it's huge.
Another big goal for McDavid to seal the game for you.
Yeah, massive. Being able to get up 2 is huge, especially with 2.5 minutes left. Obviously, that they're going to pull their goalie right away. So we knew we had a test for us being 6-on-5.
Can you talk about that save you made on Zibanejad? I don't know if did you see it or did you just kind of fall? The one where the net was kind of...
The recovery? Or
Yeah, it's kind of...
Yeah, it was a block shot at first, and then it's actually the exact same play that I got scored on in New Jersey. There was a block shot, or actually I made the save, and then they're twisting and turning looking for it, then it goes right to the guy's stick, and I was able to get a piece of it today. And especially at the time, I think it was still 2-1 at the time. I'm not too sure. You guys would know better, but big save at a big time. I'm very happy that I was able to get that one.
So you're traditionally not worried, or you're fine with talking about the guy at the other end and comparing yourself to him in that particular game. What did you think of being able to outduel maybe Shesterkin and what was the confidence?
Yeah, I mean, he was fantastic again tonight. He did his job when he had to. RV beat him with a really nice shot. Obviously, David, when he comes down the pipe and shoots a quick one like that, I think, he's one of the best goalies in the world for a reason. So he moves so well, and really cool goalie to watch. Cool goalie to play against. Obviously happy we were able to get the win. I was trying to get his attention sometimes, try to tap him on the pad so we could be friends.
I'm sure in the moment that you're locked in trying to close out a game, but seeing Leon going for 50 with 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're obviously locked in, but did you have a good chuckle at the attempts?
Now that I know that, I should have. I was very much in the moment, so I wasn't really worried. I was more so hoping he could score so that we could kind of take a deep breath and just relax. But yeah, he's going to get there at some point. I'm not too worried. I'm sure he's not worried either.
Asking just the obvious, you might have answered this already, but to win these last 2 games before you went back home, how big was it?
Yeah, very important. Again, best way for us to finish the road trip, I think. Especially, obviously, the way that things started getting on the road. We got a long flight going back home. Going to be getting in late, so it's a much better feeling going back home, getting some sleep, knowing that you're able to at least get 4 points.
Stu Skinner, 21 saves on 22 shots faced, picks up his 23rd win of the season. 23-17-4 is his record now. And then the Shesterkin thing, tap him on the pads, get his attention, ask him who his agent is, because Shesterkin is going to make bank starting next year. $11.5 million. Right now he's making $5.6667 million, and about to more than double that. And Skinner outdueled him.
He brought up a lot of block shots. Jake Wallman, 22-40 time on ice, 6 block shots. He's really come into his own. The hell of a player, man.
Yeah, and I think it was a D-Rock or somebody in the nasty chat was like, that 96 sure was a wall, man. Very good pun. Gene would be proud. Kudos to Gene on his New York Marathon intro. Very well done, as always. How about Troy Stetcher taking the forearm shiver from Rempe?
Yeah.
And his nose was gushing. Poor guy, man. Came back. He's tough, but TD Force took care of him.
We don't watch a lot of the Rangers, Tom, but and I know a lot of people call Rempe just a goon, but I thought he had his good moments today. He went in all alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Showed some speed.
So, yeah, I mean, there's something there. He's just got to clean it up and not be making stupid plays like that. And then Penner's Pancake says 10 of their last 15 games are at 8 p.m.
Thanings, Penner's Pancakes.
Thanks for
that reminder. Yes. And then Penner's Pancakes also says, go Rory tomorrow in the Players' Championship. He's going up against JJ Spawn. I read an article about JJ Spawn's wife complaining he's not around enough.
Ooh.
Well, he's probably coming home with at least $2.7 million. And if he wins, I think it's the purse 4.4 for the championship. 3-hole playoff tomorrow, which is going to be great. Rory versus JJ Spawn. All right, keep those texts coming in. 780-218-9999. We will get to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins shortly. I want to read off a couple of texts. Some good texts coming in today. I love it. Keep those coming in. Greg the Sound Guy says, holy bleeping phew. May have gotten a little lucky, but good win. Have a great show, guys. I will catch up with the YouTube feed later. All right, Greg the Sound Guy. Sounds good. Hey, Greg the Sound Guy, by the way, text us this when you watch it, but what's up with the in-arena sound from tonight? It sounded weird.
It was very, it's probably the loudest one we've heard.
But it was a weird crackling type of sound to it. Yeah. Like every puck touch had like an extra kind of sound to it. And I'm like, that's a weird mix.
And every pass, you could hear the tape to tape. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but not in a normal way.
Yeah.
And what for dorks like us that pick up on that stuff, and I'm sure Greg the Sound Guy does as well. It was just an odd mix, and it's a busy arena. Busy, it's the most famous arena in the world, all that stuff. But they usually have it all down pat. Today, like you said, Hernan, just had some odd, whatever the mix was. It was just very strange. Let's go to Mikey. Mikey texting in saying, Draisaitl said to McDavid, "You're halfway to my goals for real on the bench." McDavid laughed. That's from Mikey. Lip reader. Very good. But nice to see them have a candid,
it's been a while since we've seen Connor smile, man.
Sincere smile. Yeah, exactly. Peter at Saskatoon says, that feels like a really big character win. Last game of the road trip, last period, the effort was up to the challenge. Stu also deserves recognition for playing tough. I feel like my kids just won. And Lacombe Drew says, Wallman doing his best Ekholm impression since the trade. All right. Here's a guy that actually woke up offensively a little bit, picking up 3 points. It is the new Ryan Nugent-Hopkins speaking following Edmonton's 3-1 victory.
Yeah, definitely tight checking on both sides. A lot like the other night against the Islanders, but that's kind of definitely our mandate. That's how we want to play games, and obviously a lot of the time when you do that to teams, it leads to more offense. I thought they did a pretty good job sticking with it too. We just got that third period one to push us over the top, but I think overall that needs to be our mindset down the last 15 so games here.
What did you think of Stuart Skinner tonight?
Yeah, he was outstanding. I thought the other night he was great too, but tonight that third goalie on the other side, he's an elite goalie, and Stu, just stepped up and made some huge saves when we needed him to, and stayed composed. But he kind of led the way.
Just to follow that up, what does that do for the group when you've got somebody like that back there, kind of out-dueling traditionally one of the better players?
Yeah, for sure. It gives you a lot of confidence in him. Obviously, you don't want to just give stuff up just to give stuff up, but when a guy's kicking like that back there for you, gives you a little boost, gives you some confidence.
The end of the road trip, to end it this way and go 2-2.
Yeah, definitely better. I thought the Jersey game, obviously we kind of had semi-control of it. They're an offensive team, so we give up the 2 late. But I thought, like I said before, the last 2 games especially was kind of the way we want to play, frustrate teams, lead with our defense, and offense follows that.
Setting the tone early in that third period, the way you guys came out and kind of controlled play for the first 4 or 5 minutes there, how important was that, do you think?
Definitely important. We knew, especially they're coming off a back-to-back, they're traveling. That's tough. So we wanted to make sure that we came out and got on them. Didn't want to give them anything easy right away in the third, and we did a good job. And Stu still had to make some big saves, but good job finding a way.
Just talk defensively. Only the 1 goal, the penalty kill, was great. I think you had 20 blocks today or something like that. Just how you able to
Yeah, huge blocks, huge moments, and it goes a long way for sure. But I think when we keep things tight, makes it tough to play against. I know on the other side of things, when team plays like that, it's frustrating. You start to cheat a little bit. Like I said, they didn't really leak that much, but if we keep doing that, teams will eventually start to leak.
3 assists for that man, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, +2, 1906 time on ice. Also had 1 block shot. 1 giveaway, 37.5% on the dot when it comes to his faceoffs, but helps lead the charge offensively. And the Oilers walk away with the 3-1 victory over the New York Rangers. All right, let's dip it to the inbox a little bit more. Nick texting in. Nick says, happy the Oilers got the win tonight. I thought they mostly played better than the Rangers, but that third period, they started to lay back, but they finally got scoring in the lineup other than Leon. So for me, this is a positive win. Excited to see how they play on Tuesday. That one coming in from Nick. Our boy, Dirty Curdy, texting and says, Aardvark and Nuge finally do something, and Skinner stood tall. Huge 2 points with our best D-man, Hyman, Frederick, and Kane not playing yet. Dirty Curdy. Jordan says, are we getting a live Jasmine rink report? If you follow Jasmine on social media, she was at the game. She was doing some sightseeing today. Our girl Jazzy enjoying NYC to the max. I don't think she'll be doing a post-game recap. She's enjoying bottle service right now. Call it a hunch. Jay Style says, I really want to see Jeff Skinner in the playoffs. Could see him going on a Pisani run. You know, like that Pisani run was amazing in 06.
Yeah.
It's crazy what confidence can do. You get one, you feel good about your game. All of a sudden, they start going in. Who knows? I saw someone in the nasty chat saying that Jeff Skinner could be Mike Pekka 2.0. And to me, last year, you know who my Mike Pekka was, right, Hernan?
Yeah, Mark?
No, Brown.
Oh, okay.
I said it all year long. I even downgraded him to Peter Klima at one point.
Oh, boy.
And then I upped him back up to Mike Pekka.
Good things from Jeff Skinner.
Yes.
He's getting it. He's kind of changing his game around a bit. He's getting a little dirtier. That's what you want to see. There's competition now, buddy. There's competition for those spots. Trent Frederick's going to make things harder too because he's going to be a regular.
Competition to play.
Yes.
And stay in the lineup. A good thing most of the time. West End Rob chiming in says, boys, Kapanen needs to come out. He's the new Janmark. One of those on the ice is enough. West End Rob with that one. I am not disagreeing with you, West End Rob.
Are people turning on?
I don't know if they're turning. They're just finally just being like, well, he was a waiver pickup, and Kapanen's done it to himself.
Yeah. Well, there's a few guys. Listen, Podkolzin hasn't done much lately, Tom. He hasn't done a lot.
No, and he got banged up today. He did. He was part of one of those shifts where they hemmed in the Rangers in their zone. It was a dog on the puck. Dog.
And then Max Jones is Max Jones. Not really noticeable. Not playing a lot.
Well,
in fairness, but Tom, the first two games he was noticeable, but yes. I think Reed said it best. There's a reason why he spent majority of the year in the AHL.
That's why they signed him to the AHL when they traded for him too.
Yeah. So he might be heading down there soon, especially with Trent Frederick coming back.
Jones, 7:36 time on ice, 9 shifts total. Ended up with a shot. Hey, he did throw the body a couple of times. 3 hits for Jones. And that was his stat line. Peter says, I saw a stat. If you were to take away Draisaitl and McKinnon's empty net points, Draisaitl would have quite a bit more points. Don't doubt it for a second because Draisaitl misses the empty net all the time. Edmonton, what is it? Only 8 empty net goals. Someone pointed out too, like the teams with less or in and around what Edmonton has generally aren't very good teams and don't win a lot. That is true because there's not a lot of empty net situations for them. But yeah, Draisaitl this year and the Oilers in general, not a lot of empty net goal success. All right. Do we have any more audio or was that it?
That was it.
Okay, good.
Kapanen played more than Pods, Jones, obviously, and Janmark.
I know, but he was, okay, and I have noticed this in the nasty chat. People were pointing out that they actually did stick to the quote-unquote lines today.
Yes, finally.
Refreshing. Hey, Kapanen was with Henrique on the top line.
And look what happened, Tom, when you stuck to the lines. Arvidsson scores. McDavid finally shoots the damn puck. Nuge with 3 helpers. Like, let these guys figure it out. That goal for Arvidsson was huge. You could see it in his celebration. Like, these guys are fighting it, right? Let guys like Connor Brown and Adam Henrique and all the guys.
Well, this week it came up. It's like you're going to the nuclear option. We came up with funny, crutch line, Viagra line, whatever you want to call it. Papa Roach line, last resort line, whatever. But the tendency from Knobloch and the coaching staff was to go to it so quickly.
Yeah.
Right? 4 minutes into the second period in New Jersey. I think we've seen them go to it in the first period at times in games. And no consistency with the lines. And then so today, we finally see them stick with the lines, and guys that are not named McDavid and Draisaitl feel like they have some responsibility and take ownership of that. Play better.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good. They're supposed to. You look at this roster on paper, you're like, these are good NHL players.
Yeah.
I know people will say, well, that guy's having a terrible, that guy. Yes, you're right. But these are still good, effective NHL players. This is a roster of good NHL players. A lot of them not living up to their ability, having down years. But when you say, we need you to do this, go and do it with the time we're going to put you back out there because we trust you. We're giving you that trust. And they go and do it and they reward you. It's like reciprocal.
People are asking, Podkolzin did get hurt, but he stayed in the game.
Yeah, he came back.
He's a tough cookie. That's 2 games in a row where he's kind of...
He's battling.
He's battling through some stuff for sure.
The soft touch of TD Force. Fixing Troy Stetcher's nose when it was bleeding profusely. Making sure that whatever was ailing Vasily Podkolzin in the second period was managed and maintained and allowed him to get back out there and be a dog on the puck. TD Force, one of the best. Great guy as well. Well.
And the other one people are asking is what's going to happen when Ekholm comes back? It's simple. Stetcher's out.
Yeah.
That simple.
Very simple.
There's no questions about it. And Klimberg's going to be an interesting one, Tom.
We're going to find out more when these guys get back.
11 and 7
Tuesday.
maybe? No?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Because I just, Klimberg, when Ekholm's healthy, I'm not taking any of the 6 out right now, Tom, for John Klimberg.
No. He's your 7th D-man.
Okay.
And that's okay. And we'll see where his health is at, too. That's another thing. There's whispers like, is he done?
Yeah.
How bad is it? What is it? I think we're going to get more details Tuesday. They're likely to take tomorrow off. I'm just looking to see if PR has updated us yet.
Well, it's a late because they're not going to get in.
Players are off.
They
did send an update about 10 minutes ago.
2 a.m. they're rolling in probably, Tom? 9, 10?
Yeah, about 5-hour flight. They probably won't get into bed, depending on where they all live. 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Sleep in. Get some rest. The weather's turning around again.
You've earned it, fellas.
They did. Good game tonight. Back-to-back wins. And we'll see if they can build on that against Utah Hockey Club on Tuesday. All right, we got a few more minutes. We got some texts to get to. Keep those coming in. We got to get to the Damon Bunting Real Estate Player of the Game as well. And I'm going to read off a couple texts. Nanso, get ready for your spiel on the Player of the Game. Let's go to Bookkeeper Bill. Says, kiss, guys. Keep it simple, stupid. And he replaced stupid with keep it simple, shoot, which I like. This one from Larry at work says the picture on YouTube very fuzzy, blurry, or just me. How many beverages have you had on this Sunday, Larry?
What is he saying? Sorry,
though. Oh, the picture on YouTube. No, it looks good.
Okay.
I think Larry's just had a few. I'm just kidding.
Too many wobblies.
Couple of social sparklers. Atta boy, Larry. Actually, shout out to Kevin Radomski from the Oil Kings, by the way. I went to the game last night. The Edmonton Flyers throwback jerseys looked
unreal.
Unbelievably immaculate. Beautiful, nice touch. I really like the way the PA Raiders play. Very feisty, tenacious. They battled for everything. Smaller team than the Oil Kings. Oil Kings just couldn't. They needed a save or two, and they just struggled to get the offense going. 3-1. PA won it.
Hey, but they're going to the playoffs. It's going to be fun, man.
Well, those two teams are right there jockeying for position, as we like to say, in the Eastern Conference or Eastern Division standings. Norman at Combine chiming in. Great show, guys. Excellent job yesterday, Tom. Thanks for being the second best Gazzola. Have a great night. Hashtag Paulie's better. Shut up, Norm.
Enough.
My brother plays ball hockey, okay? I'm kidding. He played really good yesterday. And that's another thing I want to give a shout out to. I said it on the pregame show. Everybody who helped support, be a part of the Heavy Hockey Showdown, phenomenal work. A lot of money was raised on Friday. A lot of money was raised yesterday for the Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton. They've hit some funding shortfalls. They've had some pulled. And it was a real gut punch talking to the ladies, Leslie and Leah, over at SACE. And they said that this event was a big one for them. So shout out to everyone. Combine crew was there, even though they were clearly turning heel on me. But I loved it. Big Uke was there. VR Montenegro. Jay was playing. Andrew was there. Oh, there was a very good contingent of nasties there. Corey B played. Oh man, I'm forgetting some people. Savage was there. It was absolutely tremendous. So tip of the cap to everybody. You guys were great. And the best part of it was the cause and the money that was raised for SACE. Let's go to Jake from Ontario. Says, love the game from Stu. Statement game for him. He needed this. Also, we'll go back to my comment from the other night. Nude showing Skinner the same love Pickard got the other night. I love it. Good. I remember that text, Jake. Thank you for that. Ken says, Jasmine enjoying bottle service. Good one, Tommy. Well, of course. She's in New York. Making the most of it. Gordfather says, hope the Oil Kings win the Maddox Schultz lottery this year, too. The guy is a weapon. Gordfather also adding, good effort top to bottom. Good to see. No complaints. Oil have a soft schedule to end the year. First could be a possibility.
Hell yeah. Salas. All right, Damon Bunting, player of the game. I don't think I've selected this player this season.
All right.
We're going to go with Mr. Sniffles. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins was good on the night, man. Good on him. Veteran guy. +2, 3 assists, 1906 on ice. He was really good, and that's a good sign. And he was centering his own line. Didn't look overwhelmed, and hopefully this is a sign of Nuge turning things around because his team needs him. He plays in every situation. He's a veteran of the team, one of the good guys in the league. You just want to see him have some success, and that started tonight, and that's why he's the Damon Bunting player of the game for the agency.
Damon Bunting, consistent top-producing agent. In the Edmonton area for over 17 years. He is community-driven. Supports a lot of great causes, understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Like Hernan said, he is with the agency now. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. All right, if you got some final thoughts, shoot those our way. 780-218-9999. Nasty chat if you're watching on YouTube. Do your thing. Can says, good work, Tommy and crew, advocating and promoting the Women's Assault Foundation. They need to be funded. Cat 6, yes, absolutely. And some of the staff came in between games because we played two mini games, or two, not full length games, but 2 mini games, I would call it. And they kind of give us an update on how things were going, which it's been tough. And then the other thing too, giving us more of a perspective on what exactly is provided, and it is for those that are survivors of sexual assault, and it is also, SACE is there for those that might need help and guidance, and not necessarily people that have dealt with it, but maybe know someone that has dealt with it. And that was something I learned about SACE yesterday. I was like, oh, and they pointed out an example, someone's spouse growing up dealt with sexual abuse, and they were still having a hard time dealing with it, and their spouse wanted to help, and so he called SACE, and they provided some guidance for him, stuff like that. So it is something that is necessary. We need, and to have a bit of a hand in helping them get a bit of a booster, refill some of the coffers to make sure that they're able to do what they do. Is good considering what's happened for them. So I'll say that on everything that happened with the Heavy Hockey Showdown to help promote and provide funds for the Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton. All right, Nancito, any more texts or any final words from you?
No, what a race in the wild card.
Let's go.
St. Louis is going to win, so they're going to be tied with Vancouver, who's down 2-1 to Utah with 3 minutes to go in that game. If Utah holds on, then there'll be 2 points back of St. Louis and Vancouver, and they'll be tied with Calgary. This is getting exciting.
It's heating up.
It's heating up.
I like it.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, that's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. The Oilers 3-1 winners over the New York Rangers. Bring those guys home. Get a good night's rest in. Take tomorrow off. Regroup for Utah. Desperate, hungry Utah Hockey Club coming in here on Tuesday as the Oil kick off a 4-game homestand. We will be on the air on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. following the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. The boys get going tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., the Dustin Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric and YouTube Trev. We'll recap this bad boy and take a look ahead to the upcoming 4-game homestand. That'll do it. Big thank you to everybody who listened on iHeart and TuneIn and EdmontonSportsTalk.com's audio player. For all of you who watched, all you nasties on YouTube, you guys are the best. We appreciate you. For Cass, for Nancito, I'm Tom Cito saying good night. See you later.